So, thanks for having me on. It's my first Ecosummit, but we as Eneco, we are here all the time actually, at least for the last couple of times. Eneco is a utility from the Netherlands. Actually, we don't like the word utility. We think of ourselves as an energy service provider, but to be frank, I think that also, you know, a company really looking forward to new models like Eneco is still in essence a utility, and we're trying to change that. So these are the basic facts of our company, and we're trying to get here. We're trying actually to become this company, asset light company, energy company, service provider that will will manage assets for you behind the meter. And the funny thing about this slide actually is the slide that you know the CEO and the corporate strategy department introduced a couple of years ago. And I was just looking at this morning, and I said, it's almost 2018, and I haven't seen any company, at least the largest energy company in the world. I mean, I don't think this is gonna happen in 2020, but it still is a very interesting take on the market, and how we see that at Eneco is like this. So within Eneco, we divided our activities into 3 categories. It's the assets, but that's all sustainable assets. So it's producing wind energy or solar or whatever. District heating, for example, also. The consumer retail department, and Eneco Smart Energy. And Eneco Smart Energy, you know, we see this value chain as our main value chain, and this is how we operate. Also interesting to notice is that, you know, somebody was just asking me, you know, what are you going to tell the audience? And I was like, you know, so we're selling money to you, right? So we have money and we want to invest. And then interesting is that a utility sells a commodity called electricity, for example, which is a commodity, and we're trying really hard to make sure that our commodity is greener and cheaper and better than the other commodity. So if you ask me why my money or the Eneco Smart Energy money is better than the other money, I don't know, but it's Dutch and it's very interesting. But if you want us to invest in you, then this value chain is very important. You have to fit into this value chain for us. And it all comes down, if you even more go even more conceptually looking at this value chain, we say there's an energy IoT. There's in the future how we see our role as an energy service provider. There will be an energy IoT chain, an endpoint in the consumer's house. So we need data from the consumer. We need a control point in the house, a strategic control point to deliver services in the house. And we are investing basically in all kinds of companies and applications and technologies that help us provide that whole structure. So we see ourselves as a company in the future that will own that customer journey, and we are looking for companies that can help us with sensors technology or asset management, or new kinds of solar technology or data analytics, or go on and on and on. And these three, and this value chain is like in the midst of that strategy. And how we look at the market is that we come from a retail business, so we're mainly into residential customers. But for us, e-mobility is very important. I think personally that it will be the biggest disruption in the coming years. I think it will be faster than everybody is telling us right now, because you need not that many cars to do e-mobility, and it will all be electric. And then even more, what role will a traditional utility have in that market where the big tech companies and the big automotive companies and the big oil companies, maybe even, and the financial industry is all coming together. in this e-mobility disruption. So I don't know, this is like very interesting times for that. And of course, buildings and outdoors, which is also on our agenda, but I think somewhat further ahead. Within Eneco Smart Energy, so the department that we work in, we do innovations and venturing. So we also have our own innovation processes and lineups. Just want to give you a few examples. This is called Jetlix, smart charging your car. We have partnerships with Tesla, BMW, and Renault. The funny thing is that I always like to tell the story. The story goes, I don't know if it's for real, but the story goes is that we were the first company to hack a Tesla. And because we wanted to use the API of the car to manipulate actually the charging sequence. And then we called up to Tesla and said, hey, we hacked the car. And then the guys of Tesla said, do we have an API? I mean, we don't know. So that was interesting, but there came some good working relationship with Tesla from that, and also BMW and Renault are excellent partners for this. So basically, what we are here with Jetlix is the aggregator behind the automotive company, helping you save money on charging. And then from that partnership, another partnership arose, and that was CrowdNett, where we established one of the first really business model for residential batteries, where that is really valuable. So we think that we brought what we did here is, apart from storing solar electricity, we also connected the battery to the frequency control market. And by doing that and combining those models, then we have more value in the equation and a better chance of getting a high return on the investment. So that's a very interesting project, turning into a company, I think, also. And then another one, actually it's in Dutch. It's a hybrid heat pump. So in the Netherlands, we have like 95% of all heating systems, residential heating systems, is gas-fired. So we want to move away from gas and into electricity. And with this heat pump, which is you can just attach to the gas-fired boiler, you will take the base load of heat that you need for a household. So we take 90% of all the heat that you need, we'll do with electricity, and only the peaks we'll do with gas. So that's why we believe in this kind of technology. So these are three innovations. Another one, of course, I hope everybody knows, we're very proud of is our thermostat. I always say that nobody's interested in energy, and Nest has proven that nobody's interested in a thermostat as well. So we're not selling it, we're giving it away to our customers, but that's a very successful model because we have a long lasting relationship with those customers. We have high returns on those relationships. We have insight in their energy usage, so it's not only a thermostat, it's also a meter reader, so we can get the data from the meter. And it's an interface to the customer because it's a panel that will be in your home, and it gives you direct feedback on your energy usage. So again, that's a very interesting thing that we do, and that we did that with startups as well. So we're working in that innovation part. We're working with startups. Just going to go a bit faster because the time is almost up. Our venturing approach, again, keep the value chain that I just presented in the back of your mind. Data, IoT kind of technologies, applications are very important to help us. We're not a financial investor. We're a strategic investor, which is always very difficult to explain what the difference is. But I think that we need to work with companies, and we can offer you not only an investment, but also the possibility to work with the retail companies in the Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium. So the question is, who's going to be next on this list? We have something to announce, but not now. Unfortunately, it will be later. Okay, so this is it for me.